To preface, no, I don't want to K-word DeAndre Ayton or hurt him or even wish the worst on this man. I'm sure he's a cool guy to run a game of 2K Park with, but I'm glad his presence is erased from the Suns. I've already talked enough about my disdain for Ayton as a basketball player on my podcast and shorts, so this mini doc will be the last time we talk about him. But I do have a PSA for everyone. I told you so! I will acknowledge that we're not even 10 games into the season, but I've personally seen the type of jazz that I was expecting from him the day the trade happened. But hold on. I'm over here assuming you already share my pain about DA. Let me back it up and give you the rundown on why me and so many other Phoenix Suns fans were helping Ayton pack his bags on his way out to Portland.
Pack your bags, Pete.
Time travel Wayback Machine all the way to 2017, where Dash was a sophomore riding the varsity bench and giving the JV squads around the state hell with my trash-ass layup package. This is the year Ayton truly exploded on the map. Having been committed to the U of A Wildcats the year prior, he absolutely body-bagged everyone in his way during his senior year campaign with Hillcrest Prep Academy. Drop-stepping, catching lobs, and blocking shots on his way to winning an Arizona State championship. This had Arizonans in a frenzy, beginning to dream about this future first overall pick, potentially being picked by the tanking Suns in the upcoming season. But that's a damn pipe dream, right? Let's just let things run their course, see how good Ayton is on the Wildcats, and enjoy a nice Sun season where we're starting Dragon Bender, Josh Jackson, and Marquise Chris. Yeah, spoiler, that wasn't a good season to enjoy. 21 wins, good Lord. I watched all these games. This should prove I'm a loyal man, okay? But anyways, how did our boy Ayton do out there for his first and only year of college basketball? Well, when we look at the stats, not too shabby to be honest. 20 points, 11.5 rebounds on 61% from the field going into the tournament. At this time, sign me the hell up. Leading the squad to a record of 27 wins and 8 losses, the Wildcats were 12th, according to the AP, matching them up with a 27-8 Buffalo Bulls, a projected blowout by all the available measurements. So, what happened? When it mattered most, the Wildcats couldn't pull it off. And leading his team in minutes and rebounds, Ayton was unfortunately a huge part as to why they lost in the first round. With Buffalo hitting 15 out of their 30 three-point attempts, and of course, U of A continuously running drop coverage with Ayton, it was simply a recipe for disaster. But hey, at this point, at least DA can start worrying about the draft and his career as a highly touted NBA rookie. Fast forward to the end of the NBA season, we see the Warriors lollygagging their way to another championship against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And who is that with the worst record in the league? Oh yeah, your favorite losers, the Phoenix Suns. And just 2 months to the day of Ayton being eliminated from the NCAA tournament, the Phoenix Suns were gifted with the #1 pick in the NBA lottery draft. Now, I was there at the Suns lottery party with my pops and my little brother, and even though I am making this video, I can't lie. We wanted Ayton or Bagley. You gotta understand, we had D-Book and we thought, grabbing a big to pair with him would create the closest thing we could to a Shaq and Kobe type of situation. Plus, both dudes played high school ball in AZ, and Ayton had the same measurables as David fucking Robinson. Give me some slack, yeah? Or actually, no, I don't deserve slack. Because do you know what this man said was his main goal in the NBA during his pre-draft interview? And I quote, "Getting to a second contract would define success," end quote. Come on, man. So of course we picked DeAndre Ayton and allow the generational talent that is Luka Doncic get picked up by the Hawks, then traded away at the 3 position. And so it's rookie year Ayton. And to be fair, he put up some great stats. With 16 points, 10 rebounds, 1 block, 1 steal, all on 59% from the field. Not too bad. Only issue here is that we won 19 games. And yes, I know we were giving Jimmer Fredette minutes, but that's still not a great sign from our big man who had to step it up with Booker being injured for a good chunk of the season. But anyways, on to the next one. We'll finally have a healthy year with Booker and Ayton, and with the addition of Ricky Rubio, we should have a Ayton. What the hell? Your #1 overall pick missing the first 25 games of their sophomore year due to using performance-enhancing drugs is not ideal, some would say. Weathering the storm, Booker and the Suns went 10-15 before the big man returned, then welcomed him back into the starting lineup, which he helped them be 500 from that point on. We saw improvement. Through the shortened season, we saw the Suns getting on that hot bubble streak, more chemistry developing between the team, and Ayton had jumped up in points and rebounds with a smooth 18 and 10.5. Phoenix finally had themselves a little bit of expectations going into this next year. After a performance like that, and especially after a splash like the addition of Christopher Emmanuel Paul, this had us Suns fans thinking, oh hell f***ing yeah. A veteran Hall of Fame point guard who's looking to spoon feed DeAndre Ayton on lobs, pick and rolls, and shoot. Maybe he can develop a little bit of a short roll game to be versatile.
I don't fall for that shit, O'Brien. You should know better.
And man, the 2021 season. Those were the days. Low expectations, but Phoenix continuously shattered them. It started with finishing second in the Western Conference, blowing through teams with the sexiest Spain pick and roll you've ever seen. Having Mikal Bridges clamp up your team's best defender, seeing Jay Crowder and Cam Johnson hit corner three after corner three. And shoot, DeAndre Ayton was out there being efficient. I mean, I was in the camp asking him to shoot the ball more, but we were rolling. Even with Ayton's numbers naturally dropping to 14 and 10.5 with the addition of CP3, the momentum carried over into the playoffs too, as the Suns took care of business against the reigning NBA champions, the Los Angeles Lakers. Here we saw DA had almost 16 and 11 on 80% from the field. Now, I know we won that series, but you can see why I wanted him to shoot more, right? Then Phoenix goes on to sweep the injured Nuggets, where Ayton did his best to slow down the one-man wrecking ball that is Nikola Jokic, justifiably lowering his overall stats just a little bit. And then in this Western Conference Final Series, good golly, Miss Molly. This was peak DeAndre Ayton, if we're being real. The 22-year-old literally had some media outlets questioning if he was a top 5 center in the league at the time. And yes, I took that bait too. And the reason why people were saying that is because the man almost averaged 18 points, 14 rebounds, and 2 blocks on 70% from the field. And let me be respectful in mentioning, he had his career highlight. Yes, he's only 25 right now, but his career highlight in this series with the tip dunk to win Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals.
Oh my God!
Yeah, me and Pops were pretty hype right here. With the Suns closing out the Kawhi-less Clippers, it was time to go against a reportedly injured Giannis Antetokounmpo. You, Giannis, I mean, Chris Middleton can hit those? I mean, Drew Holiday, have some sympathy in your heart. I'm sorry. 2.5 years later, and it's still hard for me to talk about this series. But anyways, DeAndre Ayton, wow. 22 points on 80% from the field and 19 rebounds? I don't even know if I remember that, but dominant first win. Then Game 2, we got a little bit of an underwhelming offensive performance from the big man with 10 points on 40% shooting, but 11 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. And then the run and dunk man decided to go ahead and run and dunk on us for 4 straight games. And good grief, that Game 4 block from Giannis on Ayton was so crushing. Ayton averaged 14 points and 10.5 boards for the rest of the reverse sweep, doing what he could to try and slow down the Greek freak. So we see a jump from Mikal, Booker, and the steadiness of CP3. And this is where the video gets tricky, because he does boost his scoring up this season with 17 and 10 on the best efficiency of his career at 63%. And yet this looks like the lowest effort year, which makes this even more frustrating. So everyone is a little better. Monty Williams gets this team running like a well-oiled machine and breaks the Suns' record for most wins in a season with 64 of them things. Ooh. Then in the first round against the New Orleans Pelicans, the Suns scarily almost get bounced out in the first round since Booker was injured. But with the efforts of DA's 20 and 10, they made it past the first round. Then, as bad as I want to skip over this next series, I do have to talk about how the Suns got completely sliced and diced by Luka's pick and roll, which involved a lot of Ayton looking like the U of A version of himself, just saying. We shit the bed in front of Lil Wayne at home.
Lil Wayne.
Our owner's investigation concludes shortly after that. The Suns look like a damn circus going into the offseason. With DA not being offered the max extension this offseason, he goes out to explore his options. The Indiana Pacers with an offer of 4 years for $133 million. Ayton signed it, then Phoenix matched it immediately, locking in the big man for the next 4 years. Let me stop and pause right here. Stop the music over there. Thank you. Look, I get it. Not feeling like you're wanted on the team after going off for almost 16 points, 12 rebounds, all on 66% shooting from the field. It might feel a little shitty. But at the end of the day, you knew you had a shitty owner in Robert Sarver, and you did still get your bag, right? And let's not forget, DA, we just were in the finals. With your young age and ability to get better and better, the sky's the ceiling. With Sarver eventually getting his suspension in September, this then hindered the Suns from making any kind of moves for players. Once again, having to run it all back again with the same group. With an injured Devin Booker towards December and lingering on for months after, the Suns were playing, quite frankly, hard to watch basketball. With a higher reliance on old man CP3, a developing Mikal Bridges, and the #1 overall pick, DeAndre Ayton, whose scoring barely picked up with this higher responsibility. It was looking bad there for a minute, as Phoenix was barely hovering over 500 with a 30-26 record before February 9th. Then that day, Matt Ishba said, "Fuck it, we ball," and traded for Kevin Durant. And although we had him for 8 games during the regular season, and we were just over 500 after we had gotten him, there seemed to be a new breath of fresh air with this team. And even Ayton looked to have some more pep in his step with the addition of his proclaimed favorite player ever. So then we get to the 2023 NBA playoffs, where the Suns get a bit of a break and go against the Paul George-less Clippers, where I almost shit my pants seeing Kawhi Leonard hit jumper after jumper after jumper with his robot ass, then get hurt, in which we then take care of business. Ayton averaged his usual 16-11 and coasted through the first round, occasionally getting got by dudes like Zubac and Plumlee, which was definitely not a sight you love to see, especially considering that we're about to go up against the best center in the world, Nikola Jokic. And would you fucking look at that? When times got tough, we saw Ayton give up. I want to go into a full-blown, in-depth breakdown of his sorry-ass, no-effort performance. I'm just going to let the film talk. You rich, no defense playing, no contested rebound grabbing asshole. Fast forward through a dry NBA offseason summer where the Suns are looking to simply run it back. DeAndre Ayton seems to be complacent enough with the situation, and bam! Bam! Dame to Milwaukee, Ayton to Portland. Oh, well. Ayton finally got moved to a place where he can be the guy. Surely he'll have a monstrous year after no longer being the third option on a team, having free reigns at... Personally, I wouldn't call these stats an improvement. Okay, I can't hold it in. I'm not usually a hater, but boy, have I been waking up an extra hour early every day to spread some extra toxicity on the man DeAndre Ayton. I just can't take you serious as an NBA player when you're happy you're leaving a winning situation because you weren't getting enough post touches, couldn't make winning effort plays, and just refused to fit around all-timers like Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. A letter to Dominating. There were good times, and then there were egregiously painful times with you. I hope you can figure it out over there in Portland being only 25, but you simply didn't fit the culture nor timeline for the Phoenix Suns, it seems. From Dash and Hoop. But if you made it to the end, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you tons for watching. I know this is a little different from my usual content, but this is a topic I wanted to make and have closure on as a Suns fan. This took a ton of time to make, so if you guys could leave this video a like, comment, and sub, you're helping a young man inch closer to his dreams of doing these professionally. I love you tons, Dash and Hoopers, and as always, y'all have a phenomenal rest of your day.